Hello everybody, coming at you today with a new review for the 327 Star Corps Clone Trooper Battle Pack. This set released in 2025 and retails for $45. It has 258 pieces and is set number 75431. So I'll leave my full thoughts for the price and stuff to the end, but without further ado, let's hop right into it. So starting off with some of the minifigures, the set gives us 4 327 Star Corps Clone Troopers. And this is great. The fact that we get 4 of these guys that we like for an army builder is awesome. This is the first time that we've gotten the Star Corps in Lego form, officially I should say. And these guys look really, really good. I enjoy them a lot. I know a lot of people are going to complain about, oh, they still got the helmet holes. Yeah, they sure do. I've never been bothered by the helmet holes. They also include the new visor piece here. This is really cool to see. So only one of the minifigures actually comes with a visor officially. You do get a spare one of these. So if you want another clone to have a visor, or a rangefinder, I guess I should say, they do give you a spare piece for that to attach to another clone in the set or just another clone in general. Print-wise, these guys look pretty great. I'm not sure about the canonicity of the clone troopers or this design. I know already that the yellow should be much darker than it is, but you know, it should actually be this color right here on the pauldron. But design-wise, I'm not sure. I like it a lot. I like the very shiny yellow that these clones have put on. However, if you look really close, I'll just bring one up a little bit closer here. You can see that there's a lot of scratches here. These guys are, you know, battle worn. They've seen a lot of fighting. And then also just looking at back them up one more, take a closer look. All these clones are identical print wise. They do have a lot of scratching and scuffing. These guys have been in a lot of combat, which is always, it's cool to see that kind of detail. They have the print here for the waist cape here. And man, you know, I really wish that they would give us the waist cape. I give them a lot of leniency when it comes to clone troopers. This should be a piece that we get, is the waist cape. But you know, I'm not the first person and I'm not going to be the last person to complain about that. They do, however, give this new pauldron piece, and this is pretty cool. In the past, these pieces have again been cloth. So this is just a hard plastic mold. And if I take them off here, we can see this a little bit better. It is just a, you know, very standard looking peg hole here. It attaches to the head peg, and you know, you get a little pauldron. And I think I actually like this quite a bit. When I first saw these in picture, I'm like, you know, I'm not quite sure. They look a little small, but having them in person, I think they actually look pretty decent, and I enjoy them. And I hope that Lego puts these on more minifigures. You can kind of see in the print here that it does continue around. So, man, if they continue the print on like not just this strap here, but this path here that looks like it should be around the neck, because it should be. I really wish that would be included on the actual mold itself, but you know, that's a minor thing in my opinion. Much more minor compared to the waist cape here. All the clone troopers have the same head mold here. In the face print, they got the darker skin tone that they've been doing for a few years now, and they all have exactly the same face print because they are all clones. So no angry heads or grimaces or smiles. They're all just very plain. They all get the 3 of them get different weapons. 2 of them come with the standard blaster that we have seen time and time again. So great that they're still putting those out. I hope that piece is never retired. 1 clone trooper gets a pistol, you can see right there, and then a pair of binoculars. And I noticed that these are just the plain binocular pieces. When did they stop giving us like the Star Wars binoculars? Now that I'm thinking about it, we haven't gotten those in years and years and years. Probably since the last time we got the Star Wars specific pistols. But so that's just the first time I'm actually realizing it. And then this clone trooper here gets a long rifle. He's got the longer version of this gun, and then also the little attachment on the shooter, or on the barrel there, to make it a little bit longer. The set does also give us 3 super battle droids, so great to keep getting these guys in different sets. These are the same updated mold that we got in 2024, so everything is slightly tweaked on the torso here, a little slimmer, a little bit more detail, and hopefully a little bit sturdier too, as time will tell, because these would notoriously break, especially the arms and legs. However, I believe the arms and legs are exactly the same that we had gotten since like 2005. But you know, it's great that they continue to give us more super battle droids, because it had been a pretty long spell since we had gotten super battle droids last time. But not a whole lot more to say about these guys. They look good. I enjoy them, and it's great to be able to army build them some more. So jumping into the meat and potatoes of the set, the clone troopers get an AT-RT to go run around in. And this time the colors, we got a lot of AT-RTs. Anytime the clone troopers get a battle pack, they get an AT-RT. But this time it's all done in yellow for the Star Corps getup. And I actually really like this one. I think it stands out in a good way. It's a very basic looking AT-RT. Obviously it's oversized because AT-RTs are supposed to be really small, maybe actually only about to, where the legs are is where the top should be. But this is a pretty decent one, I think, compared to some of the other ones they've built. The front here, you can see all the different stickers that they put on. There are no prints in this set, it's all stickers. You see 327, so that's a cool little one that they give us there. It does have a little turret here at the front that does not have a ball swivel there. I thought it did for a second there. Touch that. It does just have the ability to go up and down. So instead of swiveling side to side, you gotta actually move the whole AT-RT. The legs are done pretty well. It does have hinges on all the joints here, so you can make it running and however you manage to balance it. But yeah, it does have some cool greebling in the back here. Some, it looks like the support here, it goes into the legs, and it's maybe a backpack or pouch. And it does have a couple of antennas there on the back. It looks pretty much exactly the same from the side here, save for one antenna is taller on here. It does have a printed console piece, so I take that back. There is one print. It's this console piece, but that is a very generic print that is in a lot of sets. And then the clone trooper does have a spot to sit. He just goes on, oops, sorry, messing him up here. He goes on like so, and you can sit around and drive the AT-RT. So that looks pretty decent. I actually think this is a pretty solid build compared to what we've gotten in the past. The clones also get this little stud shooter to shoot the droids with. We got the same build for this in the Mandalorian battle pack, and I said that back when I did a review for that set, I don't like this at all. Not because it's small or it doesn't look great, but there's nowhere for the figure to hold it. If I was a kid wanting to play with it, where is he supposed to hold on to this set? But regardless, it's a very simple build. It's just a stud shooter gun. So you can shoot it like that, and then you lose the stud. It just goes into oblivion. And then it just has these pegs here and a circular tile that it stands on. A very simple, little side build for the clones to have. On the droid side, they get a dwarf spider droid, and this is maybe my favorite dwarf spider droid that they've ever put out, and it's purely because of the eyes. They got the eyes angled right, man. That looks so good. And the turret also looks pretty great. I know sometimes they'll try to attach a stud shooter and stuff to it. I'm so glad they didn't. This looks really, really good. I think this is the best spider droid that they've put out. You can angle the cannon up and down like so. It does have a clear cylinder piece here to attach it, so it has more stability. You can have them walking around. And then all of the legs are built the same with this droid torso and some hinges that they can be angled if you want them walking up something or standing up. You can angle them however you want. And then he does have an antenna here on the top that is just straight up and down. There's no way to angle that any further. On the back here, there's no extra details. But man, dude, I really like this. I really like this face on the dwarf spider droid. This is fantastic. And for what I'm about to get into, a lot of weakness in this set, this is a pure strong point. Alrighty, so that pretty much wraps up everything that the set actually includes. So my final thoughts. Let's get the elephant out of the room. $45 for this is ridiculous. And not just because of how small everything is. Like you get 250 pieces in this set. The price per part is, I hate to say it, pretty standard for what we see in Star Wars right now. No, I'm talking about last year, we got the Clone Trooper versus Battle Droid Battle Pack, the exact same size, I believe the exact same amount of minifigures, 2 side builds, and that cost $30. That is a $15 price increase between 2024 Battle Pack and the 2025 Battle Pack. There is absolutely no reason to justify that at all. There's a lot of geopolitical things going on right now, but a $15 price hike, there's nothing to explain it. The price per piece ratio, the minifigures, the conditions around the world, nothing explains a $15 price increase besides pure Lego greed. And that's really, really unfortunate to see. And it's really sad. It's starting to price out a lot of people, especially kids, and I hate to see it. This set is fine for what it is. If I ignore the price, I think I would give this set a B. The ATRT is all right. It's good. The minifigures are cool. I enjoy them. The Dwarf Spider Droid is fantastic. I love it. I wish there was maybe the waist capes for the Clone Troopers, and the ATRT, while I think is maybe one of the better ones we've gotten in recent years. Like the front here is not great. I think it needs to be a little taller. It should block a little more of the Clone Trooper, I believe. But if I factor in the price, it's just straight F. Like, there's nothing to save it. And it's really sad to see a lot of the Lego sets this year fell to this plague of the giant price increases for nothing to explain it. So it's really sad to see the state of all this. And I believe it's just a Clone Trooper tax. Like, that's the only logical conclusion I can think of. I know in other, like the action figure realms, the clones and Boba Fett have a huge tax on them because they're popular. And I say quote unquote tax, right? They just make them more expensive because the fans desire them more. And that's the only thing I can think of besides just straight greed, is just the Clone Trooper tax. And they know that people want Clone Troopers, and they know that people will pay for the Clone Troopers no matter what. So, I'm looking at the Lego.com listing of this, and it has a 1.3 stars. So it looks like they got a lot of backlash for the price of this set. And I really, really hope that Lego takes something out of it and does not continue these ridiculous prices. But I'll leave you on kind of a sour note with that. I'm sorry, but that is my full thoughts. I would love to know what you guys think in the comments. Do you enjoy this set for what it is? If you take away the price, what do you guys think? The minifigures are cool. The builds are all right. The Spider Droid is fantastic. But until then, I'll see you all next time.